Been a very interesting weekend. And today we are going to talk about Bitcoin crypto price action. We're going to talk about some of the current events that are happening globally. And we are also going to talk a little bit about the alleged manipulation in crypto when it comes to Jane Street. I know it's been a heavy weekend for a lot of people. I know that it feels like it's been a heavy weekend for everybody, like every single weekend previously to this, and it feels like it's never ending. It just feels that things are escalating and escalating and escalating, and yeah, it's a little bit rough out there. War is negative. It does cause action, price action, those types of things. It's also pretty hard for me to discuss because I don't want to use the tragedies happening to get clicks, to get views. I don't think that it doesn't feel good to do that. And things are so complicated when it comes to geopolitics. And I don't think a lot of people, especially Americans, we're so used to just seeing things on social media and reacting because we're a reactionary culture. But at the same time, it's like so many people became geopolitical experts overnight, especially on X. And I think it's important to assess situations, look at both sides, and come up with something that makes sense for yourself. Me personally, um, I'm an American. And one cool thing about being American is we have people from all over the globe that live here, which is absolutely amazing. A lot of people immigrated here so that they can have a better quality of life. And I think it's important just to love on your communities and your families and whatnot. And yeah, war definitely does cause volatility with markets. Doesn't matter what type of markets. There's always people that are able to profit off of these types of things, and it just becomes a really a sad thing to witness. But anyways, there's nothing we can do. The only thing you can do is just showcase acts of kindness. But let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with the markets and what we can expect. And are we in a 4-year bear market, or excuse me, are we still operating on a 4-year cycle? Is there manipulation and whatnot? So first thing I want to do is say, welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto every day. I'm Wendy O. Bitcoin's going to be fine. A lot of different cryptos will be fine. They're not going away. The ones that we like to focus on this channel are cryptos that have spot ETFs that focus on AI, DeFi, and RWAs with a little bit of privacy. And we like to, pay attention to those. We also like to pay attention to brand new things that are happening, new sectors. I've talked about this heavily, that AI and crypto will be the perfect scenario for the next run if we have it, if we're lucky enough to have it. That's a thesis that I'm going on primarily with the micropayments. We saw Ripple invest in an AI company, and we're going to see a lot of other cryptos issue stable coins within their own ecosystem, and we're going to see different things with AI happen. There's also some drama with AI in the news and the governments and war and whatnot. And I still think that there's so many things that are just bigger than us, things that we don't have all the information and all the access to. So it is hard to figure out what's real and what isn't real, right? Yeah, it's a little bit hard. And then that does impact with our trading and investing as well. But let's just continue to showcase acts of kindness to people, and just be a good person and do what you can do at home. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about crypto 4-year cycle. So it came out last week that Jane Street is currently being investigated for the UST, which is Terra Luna's stablecoin that collapsed, for the crypto contagion that happened like back in 2022. So that came out that they're a very popular market maker. They did a lot of market making for ETFs and just various crypto companies. And a lot of people that worked at Jane Street had some ties with FTX, which isn't surprising. It's all some big circle jerk. And when you get into policy and public servants and who's doing what, a lot of this stuff is just tied together. I will say I did agree with Elizabeth Warren that she wants to ban Congress members from trading stocks. I love that. I think that's a great idea. And I also agree with Bernie Sanders about some of the checks with AI. But I do agree with a lot of the Republicans that we do need to get this bill done with crypto, because again, we're supposed to have an update on March 1st. That's not out yet. And unfortunately, it seems that there's just consistent attacks against crypto from the Democratic side, which is unfortunate. But the reason why I'm sharing all this with you is it's important to give people flowers when they deserve it, and even when they don't. But as far as the Bitcoin 4-year cycle, and everybody's saying that now that Jane Street's gone, that there's no 10 a.m. slam, which is basically just market manipulation market manipulation that used to happen, that Bitcoin and crypto are going to go to brand new all-time highs. That's not necessarily the case. I don't think there's always going to be bad actors. If it's not Jane Street, it's going to be somebody else. If it's not company X, it could be company Y. And now that we have BlackRock and we've got all the big institutions in, things are going to get different. They're going to get a little bit frisky. Now, there was a really great post that Mr. Matt from Bitwise came out with, and this was last week. But he says the conspiracy theories are wild. First it was Binance, and it was Wintermute, and then it was a known offshore macro hedge fund, and then it was paper Bitcoin. Today it's Jane Street, and next week it'll be someone else. The real reason Bitcoin is down is a bunch of people who were long Bitcoin sold their Bitcoin exposure. They sold it via spot. They sold it by unwinding leveraging positions and sold it by writing calls against their Bitcoin. They sold it because of 4-year cycle and because of quantum fears and because they wanted to invest in AI startups for other reasons. They're mostly done selling, and we're in the process of bottoming. We will set new all-time highs in the future, and this is a classical crypto winner, blah, blah, blah. I agree with this take. Really, really, really agree with this take a lot over here. Bitcoin is still technically operating on a 4-year cycle. We still have the mining economics, and now we do have to, people were selling. It is what it is, and it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing that we're still kind of operating on this 4-year cycle. And I do agree with him that we are bottoming. And one of the key things that he said here is that, and I know a lot of people in crypto, you guys get upset about this, but we have to talk about it. All right. People are investing in AI startups. The reason why they're investing in AI startups is because what was it? Was it Claude or ChatGPT or OpenAI? One of them was valued at $110 billion. Of course, people are going to go where there's money, and there's not money right now. There's no money right now in crypto. Yes, companies are building. Yes, people are continuing to build stuff out, but right now all the money is in AI. And that's actually a positive thing that money is going to AI, because a lot of AI companies, they will get capital. They'll be able to hopefully look into crypto a little bit more and see how microtransactions will matter and how their agents could essentially get paid. And my vision, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing all of these little unique ecosystems for each coin. Each community have their own little ecosystems when it comes to crypto. And I think that's a great thing. But also quantum fears. Yeah, quantum fears are 100% real, especially with the advancement of AI. But the good thing is like over Ethereum, they're working on that. Bitcoin, they're working on that. And a lot of the different blockchains that will continue to sustain, the big ones, they're going to be working on that as well. And, when he says over here, they sold because of the 4-year cycle, I mean, people like to take profit. That's exactly what they do. Now, when we look over here at TradingView, just pull up Bitcoin. See what she's doing over here. We're trading exactly the way we need to. We really, really are. If we take a look at this chart over here, my Big Daddy Chad chart, and I can show you. This is still showing that the 4-year cycle is still intact. We have between August 2018 to April 2019, we traded under the EMA 200 on the weekly. We're also seeing this happen over here. June 2022 to March of 2023, we traded underneath the EMA 200, and we're starting to do that now. So if we are in fact still operating in a 4-year cycle, we might even, hit down. We can get swing wick lows all the way to 49,000, maybe lower, maybe not. But Bitcoin is kind of bottoming out. That's exactly what it's looking like to me. It's not looking anything different. I'm not concerned where price is going as far as long term. I think we will see $1 million Bitcoin, and the altcoins that do have value, we will see those continue to rise in the future. Not right now, because it's not the type of market. I've covered XRP so much this week and all the really cool things that they're doing, along with different things with HBAR and Chainlink. Chainlink is one of the crazy ones that has so many different fundamentals. Ethereum, Solana, all of it. ADA, Cardano, Midnight. But everything continues to go down. Everything is. So moral of the story is, when I'm just by me looking at the chart, we're still operating a 4-year cycle. We're going to trade underneath the EMA 200 on the weekly for the next 6 months to 9 months, whatever that may be. And then we will continue to go up and break new highs. Right now, is Bitcoin dropping because of the war? I don't think so. I think we were essentially kind of meant to fall and trade under the EMA 200. It's something we've been talking about for a while. It acts as really great resistance here at 68,000, and we're just not able to flip above it. We're not. Now, when we zoom in and we take a look at the daily, we're just consolidating. We've been consolidating between about 61 to about 73. And we're still in a downtrend, even on this, even during this, even on the daily, we're still in a downtrend. Now we take a look at the 4-hour over here. We are still in a downtrend. We are not able to flip and really retain above 68,000. Heck, not even 71,000. That's where the EMA 200 is here. So moral of the story, Bitcoin is still operating on a 4-year cycle. We're not seeing price drop because of the war. We're not seeing price drop because of manipulation. We are seeing price do what it's going to do. Number goes up, people make a lot of money and they sell. And you also have to understand, there are people that are trading against you, that are actually trading. They're using leverage, they're using options, they're using different types of systems and using different types of financial instruments. So they're actively in positions, out of positions, and they're taking profit. And of course, a lot of people that have been in Bitcoin long term were probably sold majority of their Bitcoin above 100,000. Why wouldn't they? Because traders view this differently than most than holders. They view this as an opportunity over here. Hey, Bitcoin broke above $100,000. I'm going to sell all my Bitcoin I bought over here last cycle at 16,000. I'm going to sell it up here at 100,000, or maybe 90,000, or maybe even 64,000. Maybe they bought Bitcoin here at 25,000. So they bought, they profited, they sold, and they're going to enter back in when they want to. And it's not that big of a deal. The same thing with XRP. People that were holding all the way from 2022 to 2024, they had 2-year time to accumulate. Even the people that bought the top here at 151, they were selling $3.20, $2.83. That's what people do. That's what traders do. And it's not a bad thing. But moral of the story is, just like traditional finance, Bitcoin and crypto still have savvy investors, savvy traders are actively taking profits. And that's the way that the market works. Now, will this change in the future? 100% it could. I'm very confident Bitcoin will see $100,000, but just not right. Or excuse me, $1 million, but just not right now. So moral of the story is, we have all these insane things happening geopolitically. We have the Jane Street market manipulation that came out. We had all the tariff drama that was happening, this Trump's State of the Union, all kinds of stuff. But I don't think that those things they might be some part of it, a teeny tiny bit that's adding to the downward price action of Bitcoin and crypto. But really, it looks like a 4-year cycle. And yes, last cycle, our altcoin season we still had, meme coins really kind of took the lead. It was a lot different than what we saw before. And the cycles will continue to change. So if you're somebody who's watching this and you're a little bit frustrated, you should be frustrated. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be like, what's going on? Why is this happening? But on this channel, we focus about the basics. We talk about the news. We talk about how this could react, or how this relates to different things that are happening in crypto and in the real world. And we take that knowledge, we continue to do our due diligence, and we plan for the future. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink, XRP, those types of things. Projects that focus on RWA, AI, and DeFi, with a little bit of privacy, it's going to be incredibly important, because AI agents are coming. And I think Cardano also announced Midnight City, which is a bunch of AI agents, that type of stuff. And we got people from Circle that they're working on those types of integrations with agents. You're going to see Binance doing things as well. It's just, it's a lot. We're changing. And it's a big change. I know it's a little bit hard emotionally on some of us, but at the same time, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And the market's going to be okay. It's doing what it's doing. Everybody's going to be fine. And it is what it is. Big shout out to our channel members. Thank you so much to Lawrence for the $10 super chat, to Dale, to John Legend, to Mr. R, to Chipper, to Gorgeous Julie. Who else? But anyways, yeah, that's a show for the day, you guys. I'm going to get going. I'm going to go make myself some breakfast. And yeah, just, try to be kind to other people. That's all I got for you. But it's not over. We're going to be fine, and the markets will rebound.